So we have Big Whittaker in one of his first big step-up fights. A very, very tough fight. I think this fight is almost pretty fast for him, but a lot of people would think that he's ready. So yeah, he got to be ready at this point. But Ben Whittaker's going up against Cameron, and Liam Cameron is the guy who just fought Lyndon Arthur, and it was a very interesting matchup. Lyndon Arthur just came off a huge decision loss against Dimitri Bivol recently in Riyadh late December last year, and that's somebody who was a tough matchup for Liam Cameron because Cameron hasn't really been active that much the last couple of years, but he's still a very good fighter. That was a tough fight I had to actually pick for that fight. I thought Cameron would have a chance, but he's been out so long, haven't really been fighting that level of competition. So it wasn't as dominating as he thought it would be, but it was still a closer fight than people expected. It went the distance, and Arthur had a huge problem with what Cameron was doing in the ring, his aggressiveness. But I think Whittaker will be able to have some success if he can be able to stick to that jab and use athletic ability. That's what he has the advantages at in this fight. I feel like Whittaker has a very, very good jab. The right hand, the uppercuts, they can play a huge part in this fight. But Cameron's a bigger guy. He's a big guy for that weight class. He's not really like a skinny, wiry guy. He's very solid. He's a tall guy. Very strong for that weight class, too. And for him to be out there as long as he has been, he's in very good shape. Whittaker has to be prepared to be jabbing all night with this type of guy. He's not going to stop coming forward. This is not a guy that I feel like he can just easily go in there and knock out. This is very tough competition. This is one of the toughest guys across the pond right now. And I feel like if Ben Whittaker can be efficient to the body early on, he may have a chance to go for a knockdown. But in this case, I just wouldn't do it unless it just comes. I would just go through my work, go through my combinations, go to the body, and try to chop him down early on. But if he doesn't, it's going to be a stalemate, or it's going to be an upset loss if he tries to go and be too aggressive. Because from Cameron, it only take one shot from this guy. He's not a knockout artist or anything like that, but he's a pretty strong fighter. It only take one shot. And this guy, if he lands on Whittaker, he's not like these other guys Whittaker been in the ring with. Those other guys that Whittaker been in the ring with, they wouldn't be able to last with Lyndon Arthur the way that Cameron has, especially after the long layoff he's had. Especially. So this is a tough fight. Whittaker has to be able to be smart in this fight, and he can't be too aggressive. And Cameron, he's the type of guy that when the showboating and everything starts to happen, he's gonna turn up even more, and he's gonna try to go for a knockout, or he's gonna try to make a statement in that round, which could lead to a knockout. So that's even more dangerous. A lot of these other guys, they will go through the fight, and, Ben Whittaker tap him on the head and stuff like that. But Cameron, that's stuff like that can motivate a guy like him in the ring. Just to say it, it can motivate a guy like that. So this is gonna be a dangerous fight, regardless of what goes on. I think it's gonna be a decision fight. It's gonna be very close. I think Cameron's gonna be catching Whittaker with some shots. I think that right hook gonna be landing very well. Whittaker has to be able to watch out for the jab as well, because he tends to sometimes go straight back, but he turns angles a lot. But I'll say like 1 or 2 out of 3 times, he'll end up probably going straight back when guys are on the attack. So he has to worry about that, not having a pattern as far as his escapes in the fight. But if Cameron can stick to that jab, man, and go to the body a little bit, he'll be all right. He'll be able to slow Whittaker down. Just put some pressure on him, a lot more pressure than these other guys have. What I've seen in fights are a lot of guys aren't consistently pressuring Whittaker and being aggressive. They're letting him slip shots. They're throwing 1 or 2 shots, a low right hook, trying to punch down, and they're missing. They're not punching towards his body. If they're going to punch towards Whittaker's body, you'll be able to hit him. But these guys like punching towards the head. He's just turning his head. He has good head movement. So if Cameron's going out there headhunting, he's gonna lose badly. But yeah, he has to not try to headhunt. Try to go for the body. Show Whittaker that you can land throughout the fight. And then when he stops moving his head later on in the fight, then you'll have a chance to land instead of trying to tire yourself out trying to catch him with a huge shot. I definitely can see that fight going that way. But Cameron, he has to be able to be aggressive. Now Whittaker, he has to put together some combinations. Move, jab, slip punches, change your levels. But try to tire this guy out, man. He ain't fought this long. I feel like he was pretty tired his last fight, but he was still in good shape, though. You know what I'm saying? I feel like he's still from an elite boxer who boxes all the time, who's been very active. The way Ben Whittaker moves, you can tire this guy out if you want to. So that's what Ben can control, taking this fight to the next level and possibly getting the KO if he uses stamina and his movement and stick to that jab. He'll be all right. But we're going to have to see, man. It's kind of hard to duplicate the kind of performances that guys who beat Liam Cameron previously had. So it's still going to be a tough fight regardless. If Ben Whittaker can get this fight, that'll put him on a whole nother level as far as these matchups the next couple of years. But we'll see, though. But I see Ben Whittaker with a unanimous decision in this fight. It's going to be a tough matchup. But that's all I got. Like and subscribe.